Greetings everyone, and I hope you're all fine and dandy out there in collecting land, and welcome back to the channel. Today's a bit of a departure from the usual action figure and statue reviews that we do. What we're going to be taking a look at today is the A-Box Alein Covenant 1:1 scale facehugger replica. The review will take the usual format. We'll have a quick look at the box, then it'll be out with the xenomorph parasite itself for an up-close look, and then we'll be wrapping the whole thing up with a slightly off-the-wall showcase at the end. But before we get into it, shout-outs and backgrounds. Firstly, the usual shout-out to all the subscribers. You are the best. And to all of you watching but not subscribing, please disembark from the USCSS indecision, grab your pulse rifle, hit that subscribe button, and come and join us on a LV426 for all manner of action figure and pop culture related fun. So, background. This facehugger was actually made by A-Box, who are a subscription-based loot box company who provide all kinds of pop culture related goodies. I'll say from the get-go, I do not subscribe to A-Box, and this facehugger actually came as part of a slightly bigger set. I think it came in a larger box when it was released. I think it was released about 7 years ago to coincide with the release of Alein Covenant. The actual piece, this piece came in a larger loot box, which also contained, I think there was a t-shirt in there, a baseball cap, bottle opener, keychain, some pin badges. To be honest, I wasn't that bothered about the other stuff. But I've always had a hankering after a replica facehugger, especially one in 1:1 scale. So I managed to pick this one up from eBay, from a seller on eBay, minus all the other stuff. But that's enough of my ramblings. Onto the box. And for a full-sized, life-size facehugger, this is a relatively small box. Let's stop it from spinning. There's not a vast amount of detail on this box, simply because, as I said before, this was part of a larger box. This box was inside the main box itself. But what you've got on the front here is this sort of artist rendition of an alien head sculpt with more than usual the discerning you can discern the skull underneath the actual transparent head of the alien there. So very Giger-esque. It looks like a line drawn picture. Top right hand corner says Alein Covenant. Bottom right hand corner, facehugger posable replica. Nothing on this side. On this side, you've got this sort of, once again, in that sort of grayscale, what looks like an alien skull there. Don't believe there's anything on the bottom. No, nothing on the bottom, nothing on the top. Let's check round the back. Round the back, it just says ages 8+, Alein Covenant, facehugger posable replica, 20th Century Fox, because this is an officially licensed product, and I believe that down there is the name of the distribution company. I'm not sure whether they make it and A-Box distribute it. That's RDP Creative UK, or whether it's the other way around. I'm a bit of a loss to explain that one, but yeah. That's the box. Very simple, very plain. As I say, it was a box within a box. And yeah, quite deceptive actually, because, my first thought was, how the hell do you fit a full-size facehugger into a box this size? But the answer to that is it's all coiled up. The tail's all coiled up. The digits are all bent in because this thing is fully posable. So yeah, basically it's all coiled up in there, waiting for some unsuspecting collector to open the top of the box and get a face full of facehugger. But yeah, there you have it. That's the box. So without further ado, let's bring out the xenomorph parasite itself and have a up-close look at it. Okay, so here it is. It's the facehugger himself, straight out of the box and straight in front of the camera. No turntable for this guy because he is way bigger than the turntable. As you can see, it is big, and that's because it's 1:1 scale. Got to thinking in between takes here, wouldn't it have been a great idea if they'd actually made the box that this came in alien egg-shaped? That really would have been fantastic. Probably licensing though. Probably have to pay more for the license. Probably a separate license on that one. But yeah, just an idea there, a thought. But yeah, let's take a look at this this beast up close and personal. So what we're dealing with here straight away. I've got this tail coiled up simply because otherwise we wouldn't get it all in shot. Now, I believe this is made out of a foam, a stiff foam latex, and is articulated with metal rods and wires. Now, there are a number of versions of this out there on the market. Probably most notably is the NECA version. I didn't go with the NECA version simply because I don't believe the digits are actually articulated on the NECA version. I think they are they're static. The tail, I believe, is articulated, but not the digits. So I went with this one simply because, obviously, articulated tail, articulated digits, and also on closer inspection, I think the paintwork on this one is better than the NECA version. And you know me, I'm a huge fan of NECA, but you know, at the end of the day, it's all about the screen accuracy. So let's have a up close look at the details here. So yeah, as I mentioned, you've got this thick, tough latex. Now we'll take a close-up look at the digits first. These flaps at the sides are not articulated. They're probably the only piece on here that aren't articulated, but they are made of this very, very sturdy latex. So there's a lot of give in there. But the digits themselves, as far as I can discern, what you're looking at here is a metal rod that's set into the latex. Possibly these are all attached around the side underneath here. So you've got articulation here at the where it joins the body, as you can see. You've also got lateral movement in all of the digits as well. And then at each knuckle, you have another point of articulation. So you can literally bend these right the way around. I'll bring it around this side so you can see. So they almost touch the internal section here. But yeah, the articulation here is very, very good. And it feels solid and sturdy in the hands. It doesn't feel delicate. It feels like you can throw this thing around, bend it to your heart's content, and it's not going to actually break or damage this latex. The paint applications, well, as you can see, I mean, I can't get it much closer than this without knocking the camera over. The paint applications are pretty good here. And I'm liking the sculpt as well. Obviously, you've got the spinal column starting here that goes down into the tail. It's not the most precise of paint applications I've ever seen, but it most certainly is good at picking out the details with this paint wash in the crevices here to give it that depth, which has continued on these flaps on the side. And there's almost like these sort of veins running through it. I don't know whether the camera's catching these, well, whether this is actually meant to be bits of perhaps slime coming, that it's carried out of the egg with it. I'm not sure, but yeah, excellent paint applications, pretty good. The screen accuracy here is on point as far as I can tell as well. Each of the digits, and we'll bring it back into shot as well so you can see one of these. Each of the digits has got that same paint application. As I say, it's not the best paint application I've ever seen. And there are some rough seams if you get up close with this, where the latex was joined together. But on the whole, I mean, you can see there on the end of this bit of latex hanging off there. But overall, I think it's very, very impressive. You've got fingernails on the ends of these, on the digits themselves, which I believe is screen accurate. So yeah, proportions are right, the colours are right, the sculpt is very good, paint applications are pretty good. And the articulation continues through all these digits as well. So you can really, as I say, you can go to town with this thing. And if you are so inclined, you can actually attach it to your face, which I might even try out in the showcase section. I'm feeling adventurous, but we'll see. We'll flip this thing over and take a look at the other side. Now, I think this part is the part for me that lets this down. The paint applications on the inside of this are not the best in the world. Well, they continue that same sort of theme that you see down the arms. But what I would have liked to have seen is some more accuracy in this area, where the what should we call it? The proboscis, the tube, whatever it is that comes out of the face, so it goes through the mouth of the victim, implants the egg in the chest. There's very little detail there. You've got the shape. The shape is outlined, as you can see, and they've sort of started to sculpt it, but not finished it off. So what I'm going to do, and we may have to follow this video up with a before and after video, is at some point I'm going to repaint this whole internal section here, and we're going to have some reds in the centre here, and then grading outwards to more pinky, and then blending it in with the colour of the skin that's already there. So yeah, perhaps that's the only point really that lets it down. But overall, those paint applications continue with the shading in these sections, so these flap sections, and down here, just to give it that screen accuracy. So yeah, onto the tail now. This is huge. I might try and attempt to stretch this out a little bit on camera, but it is absolutely enormous. You get a better idea of the scale of this thing when we do the showcase at the end. Tail itself is that same level of sculpting. Yeah, you've got these sort of vertebra type gradients going down. The paint applications on there to pick out the gaps in between. There's some blacks on here. There's browns. And once again, this has got one hell of a sturdy wire in it, so you can really go to town with the posing on this. I'm going to try and stretch this thing out as much as possible on camera so you can sort of see it. Yeah, it goes the full length, and we'll flip it over again. We'll actually fold this back in a little bit, because the best way to view this on camera is it with it slightly folded. But yeah, those paint applications continue all the way down, as does the wire, and the wire literally stops, and I shall bring this into shot. The wire literally stops about there, about an inch from the end of the tail. So literally you can wrap this thing right round and coil it like a snake. You can have it sat, I've had it sat like this, in this position, or you can have it flat and running with the tail flat behind it. Really, posing this, the posing options here are endless. You can have a huge barrel of laughs with this thing. You can scare the neighbours, scare your pets if you've got any. You can attach it to things, have it hanging from things. Really, as I say, endless posing possibilities. So there you have it. That is the A-Box face hugger from Alein Covenant. Brief review this one. I'm not going to score this thing out of 10, because to me this is there's nothing really to compare it to. So scoring it out of 10 would probably be a bit of a pointless exercise. But I like it. I really do. I think it's great. I've always wanted one. I think I actually have it in the display, crawling up a glass table, which is then topped by various alien bits and pieces and monster bits and pieces. So it just adds that little bit of playfulness into the collection as well. So yeah, there you have it. That is the 1:1 scale A-Box face hugger from Alein Covenant, and I hope you've enjoyed this mini review. Please drop a comment in the comment section below. Is this the kind of thing that you that you would think of picking up, putting in your collection? We have a lot of non-action figure and non-statue figure related movie memorabilia here at Go Figure. So please, if it's something you'd like to see more of, pop a comment in the comment section below. We will be happy to oblige. And I suppose all it remains for me to say, oh yeah, what's coming up? I'm not going to go into too much depth on what's coming up on the channel, because the list is endless. But suffice it to say, we've got a whole raft of 1/6 scale figures coming in. Batman, we've got the VTS Cloud Strife, we have Org Toys, Paul Atreides and Duke Leto. That's all in the 1/6 scale world. They're from June. In the quarter scale world, we've got the Blitzway Prime 1, Paul Atreides statue, Astro Boy in the 1/6 scale world, version 2 from Blitzway. Lots and lots of stuff on the horizon. New stuff coming in all the time. So please hit that subscribe button and that bell notification icon so you're not missing anything. And I suppose all that remains for me to say is, from this rather creepy looking face hugger, take care of yourselves, goodbye, and happy collecting, and it's over to the showcase.